Looking good, man. Can hear the wind real loud right now. Yeah.
At the end of a 3 million-mile journey, the space shuttle is coming home.
GPUs are looking good, man.
The commander has to make a perfect landing now. He has no engines to take him around again.
Boy, I tell you, that's a good one. Yeah, looking good. Okay. Right. Okay, got him. On we go. Guys on, got him late. 400. 300 out. Here's coming. 100, 255. 50 feet at 240. 30 feet at 235. 20 feet at 225. 10 feet at 220. 8 feet at 250. 5 feet at 210. 2 feet at 200. 1 foot. Touchdown. 195. 170. 165. 160. 150. 90 at 5. 70 at 5. 50 knots. 5 deceleration. 30 at 5.
Here, in the middle of a Florida wildlife refuge, the shuttles land.
20 knots.
They are serviced and are launched again.
Okay, Houston, wheels are stopped. Way to go, boys. Magnificent.
This is Kennedy Space Center, America's spaceport. The people we hear about most are the astronauts, but actually there are thousands more working behind the scenes to keep the shuttles flying. They inspect and maintain the more than 30,000 tiles that protect the orbiter from the heat of reentry. They watch over the mating of the components, the solid rockets, the massive external tank, and the orbiter. 2 weeks to launch, the shuttle rolls out to the pad. The flight crew has been training at Johnson Space Center near Houston. Now they've come here to Florida to take part in a dress rehearsal with the launch team. In preparation for a potential emergency, they practice rapid egress from the orbiter and the possible use of an escape basket.
Got 4 good HPUs, 4 good. I'm gonna get the last doors open. I got the doors. All the picks are up.
Separation confirmed. Nominal first stage performance. Okay, nominal.
Now the engines have stopped. We are in space, 280 miles up. At last, we can see our magnificent Earth in all its splendor.
Mission Control, Houston. Challenger crossing the coast of Baja California. LF deploy.
The LDEF satellite weighs 10 tons and is the size of a school bus. It carries 57 experiments, the work of more than 200 scientists from 8 countries. LDEF will stay up here for more than a year, exposing various materials to the vacuum of space.
Okay, VTRs are running. Next thing's at 30 seconds. I'll delay it a little bit.
I'll count by 10 until I get to 15. Okay? 40 seconds. Don't forget bring your F-line.
For us inside the spacecraft, there's a new experience: weightlessness. A typical crew consists of 5 to 7 people. Some are career astronauts, others are specialists in a variety of fields, representing various countries.
Yes!
Above is the flight deck with windows facing up and back into the payload bay. Below, the mid-deck functions as living room, dining room, bedroom, workshop, and study.
Discovery Houston, you're looking good for deploy.
Commander Hartsfield and pilot Coates navigate the orbiter to a predetermined point in space so that the communication satellite they are deploying will be precisely positioned.
Gee, look at that. That's a big Hummer, isn't it? Look at that. Get some shots of that.
SACOM's deployed, Houston.
Much of the time, the orbiter flies with its payload bay facing the Earth. So, to see our planet's features, the crew uses the overhead windows.
That's pretty.
As we cross the Alps into Italy, Genoa is on the left, home of Christopher Columbus. Eastward, the Po River flows down to the Adriatic. And just north of its mouth, glorious Venice. This is the Italy of the Renaissance. It was here that Leonardo first said, "We can fly." And now we circle the Earth every 90 minutes at 17,000 miles an hour. It's as if we're in a time machine, looking back across the centuries at our own history. The Boot of Italy. Islands of the Mediterranean, of Homer's Odyssey. Now on toward Crete, site of the ancient Minoan culture. The great city of Alexandria, once the world's center of learning. Beyond it, the lush delta of the river Nile, spreading down to the Mediterranean from Cairo. It is thought that thousands of years ago, everything below us now was fertile, but a change in climate turned North Africa into a desert. What will future climatic changes do to our Earth and to us?
Okay, we're still looking for a deployment plan for that mile.
Okay, how's that?
In search of the answer,
I like
Sally
it.
Ride deploys a satellite called Herbs.
That's a pretty spacecraft.
Challenger, Houston, your go for release.
Okay, we'll put it in work.
Herbs will help us to know whether there will be more sandstorms in our future, or blizzards, or hurricanes, like Josephine, 500 miles in diameter and packing winds of 90 miles an hour.
Enormous area. I mean, you're only seeing like not even half of it right here. There's a lot.
the eye of the storm.
Right. The east coast of the U.S. is off here.
Now the middeck has become part gymnasium and part factory. While Steve Hawley exercises, Charlie Walker operates a compact laboratory on the far bulkhead. This is a commercial venture. Its object to develop new kinds of medicines that can only be made in zero gravity.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 4, got it on. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Boy, free arm is off. Okay. Next one is an ankle. Okay, that's the TDID don't fail. Okay, I'm going to close the sun shield, everybody.
Okay, I'm watching it on
And
the...
get Discovery, I got
The communication satellite is deployed by Judy Resnick and photographed by Mike Mullane.
Discovery Houston, good news, Steve. We're watching it and a lot of smiles down here.
Yeah, there's a lot of them up here, too.
The crew eats and sleeps pretty much according to the same schedule as on Earth. Back in the early days of space, we sometimes heard complaints about the food, which was mostly squeezed out of toothpaste tubes. Now the crews get to eat what they want. Steak, strawberries, shrimp cocktail.
I would say that the extension was just about as nominal as you could expect.
We copy that, Henry.
On this flight, we have extended an experimental solar array.
And it is not budging 1 iota. It is solid as a rock. And we're about ready to retract now.
Holding smoothly.
In the future, such a device may tap the sun's energy to help power the space station.
Oh, it's got a little wiggle in it. Look at that.
The leaves are so thin and the mast so ingeniously contrived that the 100-foot-high structure folds into a box 7 inches deep. While the crew sleeps, flight controllers on the ground watch over the orbiter. The Hawaiian Islands. The Andes Mountains in South America. Cape Canaveral and Kennedy Space Center, our home port. South Florida and the Keys. The deep blue of the Gulf Stream, and the turquoise reefs of the Bahamas. The vast craters of the Galapagos Islands. An orbital sunrise.
Altitude 2,000 feet. Range 12,000 feet.
As this is Discovery's maiden voyage, Commander Hartsfield will land on the long runway at Edwards Air Force Base in California. He's got lots of room, but he'd like to touch down on those 2 black stripes just ahead on the runway.
Touchdown, Discovery safely back on Earth after having traveled 2.17 million nautical miles in 6 days and 57 minutes. Welcome home.
Discovery rides back to Florida atop NASA's 747. With 4 orbiters in the fleet, new astronauts are needed. Thousands of candidates apply. Few make it.
Okay, check your body position. Bail up, bail up, bail up. Hook is down!
And keep on walking.
Although some are pilots, many are engineers, medical doctors, and scientists.
Get your heels in the water! Good job! It goes last night! Release!
Okay, bring it on down, please.
Keep your eyes on the horizon. Put your elbows in tight. There you go.
All right, elbows in.
Once selected, the new astronaut develops specific skills leading to an eventual flight assignment. Then, training for that mission begins. This is James Van Hoften, otherwise known as Ox. And this is George Nelson, known as Pinky. Together, they're going to attempt something which has never been done before: the capture and repair of a satellite in space. The satellite, called Solar Max, broke down after its first few months and is now rotating in orbit, partially crippled.
Okay, we show a dot.
Okay, Lynn, how about if I take Pinky here and roll him upside down? I'll get him back there by the...
They will be assisted by astronaut T.J. Hart.
And here he goes with a roll. Now, pick him back up again.
The shuttle's arm plays a vital role in the repair, and T.J., as they call him, is an expert.
And back up to the satellite. Oops.
An astronaut, fully dressed in a spacesuit, weighs close to 400 pounds. In space, he'll weigh nothing at all. Pinky and Ox practice the repair in a tank at Johnson Space Center. It's the closest one can come on Earth to weightlessness.
This must be space. Was that great? Houston, Challenger, you are unreachable. Big echo, big echo. Safety divers, take the subjects down for final ballasting in heads-up position. Sam, come on, bring the pressure down if you want.
Okay, and I'm about ready to jump out of foot restraints here and do a check flight.
On Pinky's back is a mock-up of the Manned Maneuvering Unit, a one-man spacecraft that will propel him away from the shuttle and over to the ailing satellite.
Okay, it's been working. I'll get it, I promise.
I figured you would eventually. I tell you, it's not as easy as I had thought, however.
For 1 year, they rehearsed this scenario over and over again. And now it's time to go.
flight crew aboard, 3,305. That is 5 humans and 3,300 honeybees.
The bees are part of a student experiment. Their efforts to build a zero-gravity honeycomb soon capture the curiosity of the crew.
There's too many of them in there to really see any sort of a hive, but it sure looks like they have a turn.
48 hours into the mission, Commander Bob Crippen and pilot Dick Scobie bring the orbiter toward rendezvous with Solar Max.
12,000 feet close.
Challenger Houston, the Solar Max is ready for capture.
Roger, we copy, ready for capture.
According to plan, Pinky dons the manned maneuvering unit. In mission control, the mood is optimistic.
Looking good, Pinky. Okay. This is a pretty good pilot machine you got here.
Roger, I can see the smile on your face from here.
Satellite looks in excellent condition. Doesn't work. Thank you, Rita.
Plenty bien. I don't know if he's docked yet or not.
The Jaws didn't fire.
EVA, Jaws didn't fire. Do you have a...
They did it again, they didn't fire again.
Okay, didn't fire again.
Apparently the trunnion pin adapter did not latch properly. No joy there.
The orbiter backs away. To make matters worse, the satellite is now tumbling and losing power. Throughout the night, the flight team concentrates on finding a solution. Finally, near dawn, a new plan for the capture is hammered out. It will call upon all the skills of Commander Bob Crippen to bring the orbiter within arm's reach of the wobbling satellite, and on T.J. Hart to try to grapple it.
Roger, copy that. We know we're in good hands and use nice soft gloves.
Your best.
This is Mission Control, Houston. Loss of signal at the tracking satellite.
Crippen's maneuvering fuel is nearing the red line. Running low, there are serious doubts that the operation is possible at all.
The remote manipulator arm was in motion at the time of loss of signal, so hopefully in reacquisition we should have confirmation of whether the first grapple attempt was indeed successful.
Okay, we've got it, and we're about to get hit with this.
Outstanding!
That is fantastic, TJ. You make it look easy, Griff. See, I figured it like that. I'll tell you. All right. Damn, when Griff flies like that, it makes it so easy. Sorry, I think it's a margarita or two now. Okay.
Solar Max, now safe in the cargo bay, is rotated into position for repair. Even if they can't fix it here, they could take the satellite back to Earth, repair it there, and redeploy it using another shuttle. But nobody wants to do that.
This is Mission Control, Houston. Next step, EVA for both repair functions.
Ox and Pinky prepare to move outside to begin their work in the payload bay. Without their suits, they could not survive in the vacuum of space. The suits provide protection, warmth, and oxygen, and will keep them alive for up to 8.5 hours.
Roger, up a little bit more.
Mission Control, Houston. The EVA is working along very well. They've pulled out the old ACS module, endeavoring to take the new one and place it in the Solar Max. We're about an hour and 9 minutes into the extravehicular activity.
Don't drop anything on us, guys.
Okay. Hey, Jerry, the engine on.
Roger, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, right. Everything's on. I double-checked all the little clips are over the connectors, and so I'm going to get ready and button it up. Houston Challenger, Doc's got to go.
Because Ox finishes the repair faster than anyone expected, he has time to take the manned maneuvering unit for a test flight.
come in. Is that a firm?
That's a firm. It's time for Jim Boy and Pinky to come in and get their hands washed for supper.
Sounds like a winner. We got steaks on tonight.
All right. Oh, we got 31. All right. Okay.
Now Solar Max's circuits are checked out, and the Goddard engineers make certain that it works perfectly. TJ holds it facing the sun until its batteries are recharged, and then gently he returns it to orbit.
And we have release.
As Challenger and her crew pull away, they leave behind vivid proof that we can work in space. This repair is only the first step. Already people like you and me are beginning to travel into space. Some of our children will live in space, and their children may even be born there. Soon we will use the shuttle to build a space station in permanent orbit, operated by international crews. Pilot John McBride is preparing David Liestma and Kathy Sullivan for an EVA. Kathy will be the first American woman to walk in space.
I hear somebody kicking the orbiter.
Floating free, we look back at the majestic panorama of Earth, our home. Like Columbus, we dream of distant shores we've not yet seen. Now that we know how to live and work in space, we stand at the threshold of a new age of discovery.